We received a report that you were coaching people on how you circumvent the state law banning DEI.
The name may be adjusted at some point, but we are not looking to remove any of the services that are provided.
So we can still
there's
be
some
a
red
supportive
tape.
role. Okay,
Yes.
loopholes.
Yeah.
We received a report that you were coaching people on how you circumvent the state law banning DEI in higher education. Is that true?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but you'll have to go to our communications folks if you want any information for the news.
Do you know what the future looks like for that department? Because we're coming from Texas, which has similar issues,
Yes.
unfortunately. And
It is a student-funded area.
okay.
So it changes some things in regards
Okay.
to what we're able to do because funded things are not affected by the changes in regulation and law.
Okay.
They said that you got around it by simply moving all the programs into a situation where they were funded by student activity fees so that they're not directly funded by the taxpayers. Is that true?
Me, Heather Klishnan?
You said you didn't say that?
No.
What if I showed it to you on a tablet right here?
I was hoping it would be similar here, that they weren't, totally getting rid of DEI.
Yeah, and even our we just have to make sure like any of our programming and things like that is mostly now done through student government. Because if it's student funded, they can't stop it. But like
Got it.
our departments can't spend any money on that.
Got it.
So like I have students who do outreach and education. I can't use any department money for them to do anything based on any of those things. But if they partnered with student government and student government paid for it, then we can.
Okay, so
So
we can still
there's
be
some
a
red
supportive
tape.
role.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
loopholes.
Yes.
So considering the fact that most students here on a scholarship or are on a Bright Future Scholarship, which is taxpayer funded, isn't it still taxpayer funding of DEI?
You're gonna have to talk to Carrie O'Brien in communications.
Funded things are not affected by the changes in regulation and law.
Okay.
There is a perception though of people who don't understand actually what's happening and it's probably public information, but people don't care how it's funded. They
Yeah.
just say you're not supposed to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So the name may be adjusted at some point, but
Okay.
we are not looking to remove any of the services that are provided
Okay.
for students. But again, there may at some point be some adjustment of what we call things or whatever. You've got people who really pay attention to those things and are going to say something. You have people who don't care anywhere,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
most people fall somewhere in the middle.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, so our goal is that it won't go away.
Okay.
It just may adjust just for
Okay.
logistical purposes and
Right.
politics.
Yeah.
But yeah,
unfortunately.
we're not phasing it out.
Is it appropriate for somebody who's the director of ethical conduct to be circumventing state laws?
You're gonna need to talk to Carrie O'Brien.
No other thoughts on this? And that's you, isn't it?
You're gonna need to talk to Carrie O'Brien.
Carrie O'Brien, is she in communications?
She sure is.
I'm Carrie O'Brien,
Carrie
and
O'Brien.
I oversee marketing and communications at USF.
Great. Were you familiar with this at all?
So this is not something I'm familiar with at all.
Sure. Well, I'd be happy to send the video to you. This is her right here. And she explains to us that even though DEI has been prohibited in higher ed in Florida, they simply changed the title and then changed the funding to have it funded through student government.
Okay.
Is that the policy of USF, to just funnel the funding through student government and keep the programs, or how's it working?
That's not the policy. But if you want to send me, the information you have, I'm not prepared to comment on it.
We're anticipating that something's going to come down.
Okay.
But again, we're not going to stop supporting the students that we've been supporting in that space.
Okay.
And right now it's student funded. So
Yeah.
even if a name changes, they won't have to take away the
Yeah, it
support.
was
Is USF, to your knowledge, in compliance with the state law prohibiting
Yes.
DEI?
Yes.
Would it be acceptable, as from your understanding of it, to simply rebrand the stuff or fund it through student government?
No.
If you want to take action right now, click on the link below to send one message that goes to all of these elected officials. Tell them that your tax dollars should not be paying for illegal radical ideas in higher education.